it's nice to see that my fans are returning to me, I have to say. Having to start from scratch again fucking sucks, let me tell you. It's like, oh, but you know, it's funny, maybe like 2-3 years ago, I was on Instagram. I had a huge following. And then they fucking, like, blocked my account on there. So now I have, like, 2 Mistress Candies, because one of them's a backup. Like, I have the real MistressCandy69, and then I have at the real Mistress C69. But they're both the same person. It's just, I had to change one or both of them. But I have 2 now, so make sure you follow both of them. And, I don't know, guys. I'm kind of, I haven't been online in a couple of days, and my OnlyFans page has been really busy. I've been making a good amount of money on there. Like, and I haven't really been on, which is awesome. So thank you. I appreciate who's ever been buying some stuff from me, which is awesome. So, you know, if you want to see something more personal, shoot Mistress a DM or a PM. I don't know how, direct message or private, whatever the fuck it is. And sometimes I take requests as long as they don't make me too submissive. But, you know, I mean, fans like to really get to know me, which is kind of cool. I think I now I've only had the page up for maybe like a month and a half, maybe 2 months max. I think I started like July 4th or something. So it's July, August, that's 2 months, just about. And I have like 42 fans, but I have like 64 followers. It's cool. So I don't know. I think I'm doing all right. Only fans say that I'm doing 78% better than most people in my group, I guess, on there. How they like rate your profile. So I guess I'm doing something right. They gave me like some stars or whatever. OnlyFans. So they say I'm in the top creator, which is kind of cool. So thank you. And I don't know what else I'm trying to think. I've been kind of busy on Twitter, like tweeting for the show, and of course, you know, tweeting for myself or Mistress. And then I have the Whip Appeal, you know, Twitter also, and then BDSM Alive Radio. So I'm kind of busy trying to, like, do a lot of promotion for Exxxotica, as well as Newsly, sponsors, of course, and talk about, like, you know, questions and answers of people who actually ask me stuff. So there is some other questions, but I'm kind of taking, like, a break from reading them at the moment. Mistress has got, like, I don't know, kind of stony eyes, and it's hard to pay attention, so I'm just kind of like, you know, like, so. But I don't know, I have to say, I have to thank all of you for really liking that photo of me wearing that blue PVC fetish dress. I plan to wear that one, the red one, and the black one all at Exxxotica. But the after party is where Mistress is going to have one of her probably signature dresses. I'm not going to tell you which one it is. Or I might even have something totally new this year to wear to the after party. I am bringing a new submissive, Erica, a cross-dresser that I've known for probably about 2-3 years now. And recently, Erica kind of showed Mistress some serious submissive behavior, and I decided to take on Erica as a slave. Okay. Now, it's kind of interesting. I still have my little old slave, Paula, who I've owned on and off for the past, like, almost 15 years now. And Paula will be 75 in January. So it's kind of an interesting relationship. It's only strictly BDSM, TPE, and dominance and submission. There is no sex whatsoever with that submissive or slave. Basically, little old slave Paula does what it's told by Mistress, which is really awesome. And that's why I love obedient slaves. And Erica, actually, is similar to Paula. So I actually have 2 good slaves. And it's kind of funny, they're both cross-dressers, right? So, but these 2 cross-dressers are not fetish cross-dressers. They're not into the cross-dressing for the kink either. they're what you call male to female, like they're transgender cross-dressers. So they really think that they're women, which is kind of interesting. So, it's kind of, so I guess you could say one is more femme than the other. The other one, I mean, look, Paula is not femme. Okay, I shouldn't have said that. Erica is femme. Paula is does it more because he doesn't want to be recognized, because he's recognizable in his, like, regular life. So he does it as a cover-up, like, gets to be someone else, paints his face up and everything. It's pretty awesome. So somebody once had said to me, oh, you're the mistress with the slave with the raccoon face. And I said, yes. So, Paula, if you're listening, I hope you're listening to this, because somebody said this to me recently about you, and I laughed. I was like, yes, I'm the mistress with the old slave with the raccoon cross-dresser face. It was very funny. So, and of course, Erica doesn't really mind. Erica looks feminine to begin with. Erica is 6'1", I think 200 and not even, maybe 160 pounds, pretty light. Mistress weighs more than Erica does, and kind of interesting, but Erica's basically like my domestic servitude slave. Drives Mistress to appointments, takes me wherever I need to go, helps me out with, stuff like helping me get around, and helps me go shopping and stuff like that. So I don't have to take Uber or whatever, which is cool. So I have like a personal taxi driver. That's like Eric's like job, Listen, I'm a mistress. I will have a slave do whatever the hell I want them to do for me. But when it comes to my vanilla life, it's kind of interesting. I kind of decided that in my new life that I have now, of course, now that I'm single and whatnot, I have decided that whoever I am going to date, I don't want them to, I don't want to date a submissive. I've decided that I don't want to date any submissives. I would rather just date a regular guy who's into some kind of kinky stuff, but is not gonna be my sub. How's that for a thing? Or not even. They could just be like a regular person. Just accept the fact that I'm a dominatrix and I do this alternative lifestyle. And hopefully, I think I might have found that, which is kind of cool. Hopefully, so we'll see. But whatever. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. So another question in the Dear Mistress column for tonight was actually a similar situation. This girl sends me an email yesterday morning and says that she's a 32-year-old beginner dominatrix, and she met the submissive who she thinks is really gorgeous, but she thinks he's only submitting to her because he wants to be owned by somebody. And I said, well, it's a good possibility. How old is, I asked her some questions like, how old is he? What is his intentions? What is his fetishes? What is your experience? I wanted to see like how I could try to help them, right? So she, she tells me that she's only been a dom for like really 2 years. She kind of like, watched some movie where they talked about it. So she kind of, looked up other doms online. And I said, well, are you one of these mean dominatrix, or are you like a sensual dominatrix? I'm like, or are you a sensual sadist to find your sensual masochist? And she was like, what the hell is that? So I hope you're listening, honey. Tonight I'm going to give you a little quick topic or a quick briefing of S&M, okay? S&M is the sadism and the masochism of a perfect, beautiful love affair relationship, right? For one, I am a sadist. I enjoy spanking men, kind of making them, kind of beg for mercy sometimes, but not in a bad way. Like, I don't know, some of you listening might be sitting home jerking off while the mistress is even saying this in the first place. Like, sensual sadism, right? Sensual sadism, like when you're doing a scene with a sub, and I'm sneaking up behind you when you're blindfolded, and you're kind of helpless on my St. Andrew's cross, kind of strung up, blindfolded, maybe not even so much gagged. Sometimes I like my submissive's mouths open for reasons. And believe me, I don't stick just dicks in them, okay? If you're a straight guy, you ain't getting dicks in your mouth, but you may get like my nipple, or you might get like something else, right? Or maybe not even that. Maybe just like a smack on the lips with one of my whips or something, right? So imagine yourself strung up on my St. Andrew's cross, like your arms are kind of bound and your legs are kind of bound, but you're standing like an upright position, and you have a blindfold on, and all you could hear is this like very subtle like music in the background of like slow but mild mid-tempo type like techno, very light techno music playing in the background. And basically what I do to you is I take my hand and I kind of stick it on the back of your neck and kind of give you like a deep like tissue massage, kind of getting you ready to like, you know, this is what I call warming my meat or tenderizing my meat before I play with it, right? So what submissive doesn't like to be kind of brought properly into correct subspace by getting tantalized and teased by their mistress? So imagine me running my fingers up the back of your neck and kind of bringing them down to the top of your traps, down to the rhomboids and the lats, and then all the way down to the tip of your spinal into your tailbone, and then kind of working my way to those soft, fleshy ass cheeks of yours, where I kind of spank them very lightly with my small little hands. And then what I do is, I had to take a sip of coffee. I kind of left you guys hanging for a hot minute. And then what I do is I actually kind of, maybe depending on how frisky Mistress's mood is, I might even take some clothespins and kind of stick them on your ass cheeks for a few minutes, kind of maybe heighten your pleasure. Or I use my Wartenberg wheel and I kind of run it up and down the crack of your spine, up the back of your neck, kind of you know, getting... Who has ever played with me in the past could tell you this is a very, very interesting aspect of the beginning of a scene with Mistress, where I kind of get my submissive all soft and tenderized, so I can kind of, not strike heavy, of course, but sensual sadism. I'm trying to bring pleasure but a little pain at the same time, kind of working with what's I don't want to like word this properly, working with my subject in a manner of getting them all sexual heightened and kind of preparing them for what's to come next. So then I go from the Wartenberg wheel to maybe some light spanking and maybe one of my furry floggers or my horsehair flogger, and kind of teasing and tantalizing and rubbing that whip on your back very, very softly. And then if you want to hear more, you're going to have to call Mistress for a private one-on-one. I'm not going to talk anymore about it. I'm going to get all excited on the show. I don't know. That's kind of what I've been doing on those like campsites, getting these like men like mesmerized and kind of hypnotized by me. It seems to work. I make a lot of money off of it, so why not? I don't know. I might be on there tonight, actually. We'll see. I might be on StreamMateModels.com. Look up MistressCandy69. I have pretty good reviews, so you might see something you like on there tonight. And I also do like night flirt phone calls, like night flirt phone sex. So I'm on nightflirt.com under MistressCandy69. And I'm on talktome.com under MistressCandy69 also. Or you might even find me under Mistress Mystery. There's a funny, I have an alias. Mistress Mystery is my nickname. And you know where I got that nickname from, right? There's a Danzig movie, Glenn Danzig movie that I really like called Erotica.